sun.
Okay, so I'm going to start this look off by applying some primer on the lids. This is from Benefit. It is the Stay Don't Stray primer in the shade Medium Deep. So I'm just going to apply that onto the lids and then blend it out using my ring finger. Next, I'll be taking a large shading brush and just setting everything in place using my Nars pressed powder in the same shade that I would use on my skin or on my face, which is Mountain. So applying a light layer of that just to give me a nice, even, smooth canvas on the lids. Grabbing my tapered blending brush, this one is from Sigma, it is my E40, and the shade Soft Brown from MAC. I'm going to be applying that directly on to my crease, but this is a large fluffy brush. It's large enough to where if I apply it directly on my crease, I'm also going to be applying this shade directly above my crease a little bit, so this is also going to work as my transition shade, and just building the color intensity up until I'm satisfied. Next, I'm grabbing the shade Rule, also from MAC. It is a matte shadow, just like the previous one, and I'm going to be applying it onto the exact same spots that I applied the previous shadow. So mostly concentrating most of the product on the outer portion of my eye, and then just bringing anything that's left over on the brush inward using windshield and circular motions, like combining those two motions together in order to try to get a more seamless blended application. Next, I'm taking this beautiful shade. This one is called Hammered. It is from ColourPop. It is a metallic shadow. I love using metallic shadows wet, so that is why I'm wetting my brush and then going into the eyeshadow and applying it onto my mobile lid area mostly. So I'm stopping right before the crease and I'm stopping right before the outer V. Since I do plan on blending out all of the edges, I want to give myself some space to work with because I don't want the eyeshadow that's directly on my lid to just kind of really take over my crease or go anywhere above where I want to place it. Grabbing my poor broken little guy from MAC. This one is Ground Brown. It is also a matte shade. I'm going to be applying that onto the outer V using a smaller blending brush than the initial one that I used for more precise application, and also dragging that shade, whatever's left over, initially applying it onto the outer V and then dragging whatever's left over onto the crease in order to try to blend out any of the sharp edges that I've got going on from the lid shade. And then just simply building that color intensity up along the crease in order to kind of make it a little bit smoky, make it a little bit dark, but still not hide that beautiful green that I placed on the lid. And now that I am pretty much done with the eyes, I'm just going back with my initial blending brush in order to get rid of any harsh lines that are all the way on the top, like by the brow bone. I used to be really bad at it. I'm trying to pay attention to it now, so that's why I'm mentioning it, just in case you haven't paid attention to it, but that's going to give you that really nice blended gradient effect. So make sure that you are blending all the way to the brow bone. Moving on to the face, I'm going to start off by filling in my pores, and I'm doing so with this Benefit Professional Pore Minimizer. Just applying that onto the sides of my nose because that's where I feel like my pores are really visible. Next, I'm grabbing my under eye brightening corrector. This one here is from Becca in order to correct my dark circles, and just applying that product onto the under eye area using my ring finger. Someone mentioned it a few videos back that I should try to apply the corrector with my finger, that it would really make a difference. And I think it has. I don't know. Sometimes I still apply it with a brush, but sometimes I just opt to just work with my hands. And yeah, I really like the way it turns out with and without the brush. Next, for foundation, I'm going to be using my Play Stick from Benefit. It's such a weird name, but yes, it is a Play Stick from Benefit. This one is in the shade Tea Party, which is like their medium shade. I did a review on this and I actually really ended up enjoying this foundation, and I've kind of been using it on a regular basis lately. So just applying that onto my face before moving on and blending out the foundation using my Sigma 3D HD Kabuki brush. And then moving on to concealer. For today's look, I'm definitely going to be using my Tarte Shape Tape since I want to conceal as much of the under eye area as possible. So just applying that onto the under eye area before moving on and blending it out using my damp beauty blender. And then, of course, setting everything in place underneath the eye using my RCMA No Color Loose Powder. And I just do a really light layer of this. I don't go heavy with it. I don't bake with it, just simply because I don't want my under eye area to look cakey or to feel dry. So that's why I do a really light hand of this. And then, of course, if I want to look really alive, I have to add my brows. So here I'm just going to be filling them in and shaping them up using my Anastasia Brow Wiz in the shade Dark Brown. And then taking my Anastasia Brow Gel in order to just set everything in place. For lashes today, I'm going to be using my absolute favorite mascara of all time, or of current time, which is my Beauty For Real mascara, and just giving myself a couple of really nice full coats. Like I mentioned earlier, I wanted this look to be a little bit smoky, but nothing too drastic or intense. And so I went in with this eyeliner. This one here is from Tarte. It is in the shade Sunstone Bronze. And I applied it onto my entire waterline before going back in with the shade Ground Brown and my flat definer brush from Sigma. This one is the E15 brush, and just applying that shade onto my entire lower lash line before going back with the soft brown shade and blending it out using a pencil brush. And then simply finishing off the eye look completely by applying some mascara onto my lower lashes. For contour and bronze, I'm going to be taking the Hoola bronzer from Benefit and my Luxie 512 small contouring brush in order to just apply that onto the hollows of my cheeks and then swirl it upward in order for it to do kind of like a 2-in-1, contouring and bronzing all at the same time. Moving on to blush, I grabbed my Becca and Jaclyn Hill collaboration face palette, and I'm going to be applying the Amaretto shade onto my cheeks. I absolutely love this blush because it just goes, I feel like it goes so well with my skin tone and so well with every single different look that I create. So I don't have to guess like what blush is going to go well with anything. This one is literally my go-to when I'm kind of just not sure what to apply. And for highlight, I went ahead and from the same palette grabbed Champagne Pop. I absolutely love this highlight. It's just another one of my go-tos. Anyway, I grabbed it with a brush, applied it by starting off right on top of the cheekbone and then just dragging anything that was left over down toward the entire cheek area. I just feel like this gives you a really nice just pop of highlight, and no matter what, angle you're at, you're going to get that beautiful, beautiful glow. And I was feeling a little extra, so I took a little concealer brush and applied some of that Champagne Pop onto the inner corners of my eyes. For my lips, I'm going to be not only lining my lips, but completely filling my lips with this L'Oreal Color Riche Timeless Coral is the shade. It is just one of their lip liners. So like I said, just completely lining my lips and filling them in before moving on to lip gloss. This one here that I'm using is from Buxom and is in the shade Amber. And that completes the look. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed this look and that you enjoyed this video. It's been a while since I put together a makeup tutorial, so stay tuned for more Christmas tutorials, party tutorials, that kind of thing. Last all day and all night makeup. I'm really excited about putting those together for you, so stay tuned. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video.